Well, it's a much improvement on yesterday and all that lashing rain. Look at that sky. Now, although it's been wet out here, in the polytunnel it's been nice and dry, and hopefully we can put away the last of the dahlias today. I thought you might like to see our setup. So we're using these bulb crates. We're recycling the bulb crates to put the dahlias in, and you'll already be familiar with our red bags. You can see that the tubers have still got some soil around them because there's no point in washing them. Most of the soil will drop off during the winter, so when we come to divide them in the spring, they'll be pretty much clean anyway. And also we don't want to get them all wet again after taking all this time to dry them. See, on the floor here we've got some wooden planks that we've put the crates on. This does two jobs. Number one, it lifts the dahlia tubers off of the cold floor, and number two, it adds just a little bit of ventilation underneath the bottom crate. If it gets very cold during the winter, it usually does at some point or another, we will put this tarpaulin over all of the crates. Neil has tucked it down the back already. Then, if necessary, we will add some of these very old blankets over the top of the tarpaulin just to keep the dahlias warm and snuggly. Now, the only time we've ever felt that they weren't warm enough in here was that year, 2018, the end of February until the beginning of March. It was -10 degrees. It was right at the end of the winter, so everything's already freezing cold. And we were so close to spring, so they may well have been fine, but that close to spring, we decided to take the tubers up to an unheated room in the house just for the week or two until the weather passed. Luckily, it's an extremely rare weather event. So Neil is placing the tubers carefully into crates. Make sure you show them how carefully. Now, you'll probably notice we've got little tags on them with crate letters, and that is because, as well as putting a label in the bag, Neil has got a list. So here is Neil's list, and you can see each crate has got a list of which tubers are in there. So when it comes to the spring and we need to decide which tubers we'd like to start off first, especially if we're going to take cuttings, rather than go through all the bags looking for our prize dahlia, we can just check the list and go straight to the right crate. Now, I would never have done that. I never did do that. I just spent hours hours and hours going through the crates, which I quite enjoyed because I'm like visiting old friends. But I must admit, this method is a lot more sensible, and I've got more about the planning of the garden, which I'll share with you in the spring. Again, it's all Mr. Organised, nothing to do with me. I just choose what flowers we're going to grow. So I'll follow you then, shall I?
Here, boy. Here, boy.
I'm a girl. For your super massive dahlia tubers, or if you've got more than one variety that won't fit in the red bags, look what I've got here. So these are the bags that the logs come in. We've had these for years. We probably bought them back in 2018 with the Beast from the East because we ran out of the logs in a log shed. So never throw anything away. These are brilliant for your super huge dahlia tubers, or if you want to store them all together. Oh my goodness, look at the size of that. So Neil says we need to put the label in the bag first. The idea is it drops to the bottom, and then when we come to check what the dahlia is later, it's easier to see straight away exactly which variety it is. And the reason that we like these bags so much, and not bags like these onion bags, they look great, don't they? But this loose weave, we find that the labels tend to fall out the bottom, and then you're back to square one and you don't know what it is. There we go, that is a job well done. Everything's tucked up, and we will pull the tarpaulin down probably at the weekend when the weather temperatures look like they're going to fall, and keep everything nice and cozy.